But I was surprised how mad Megyn Kelly got at you for being an adult doing this. So let's play SOT number 8B.
Can we please talk about the Bachelor contestant who now says he's a woman, which we all know on this show is not possible, sir. He is claiming that he's a woman, but some believe it's all a big troll. Okay, he has full body tattoos, which he shows off. He has short hair, like man hair.
Women can have body tattoos.
He has facial hair. Look at this. Look at this guy. It's unbelievable what they can call a woman these days. Josh Seiter, 37, former Bachelorette star. He was on season 11 of the TV show in 2015 from Chicago. And as of this past May, claims he's a transgender woman. If you just substitute fake for trans, you can follow.
I like that.
He's a trans
you
woman,
like
which
Megyn.
means he's
Now
fake.
we agree with her 100%.
And he now has revealed
she's
he's not on hormone medication and is unsure if he will get surgery.
Follow the
but
science.
We're supposed to be treating him like he's a woman.
It is so detached from reality and so insane. And I think that's the feature. It's not the bug. It's meant to completely confuse us. It's meant to make us think, I don't even know what's real or what's not real anymore, so I can't say anything. And no, we should keep saying this is insane. It's insane whether he thinks that he really is a woman or if he is trolling to show how insane it is insane.
I think that's a good service.
It's offensive. I keep thinking back, Xavier, to the whole blackface discussion. It's like, okay, everyone always knew, well, not always, but in recent history, everybody always knew that minstrel show blackface was a hard no, very racist. But then some people said, well, putting black makeup on or brown makeup to go out on Halloween, that could be something that's meant to honor somebody that's not as offensive. How is this any different from minstrel show blackface? The whole thing is designed to mock and diminish us. No actual trans person would look like that or behave like that. They do all the time. He's making a mockery of women, and yet we're supposed to sell it. I don't give a shit whether he's trolling or not. I don't think he is, but what do I know? I don't know this person at all.
You fooled Megyn Kelly. How does that make you feel?
Well, she makes some really good points that there's absolutely no difference between trans people doing woman face and people doing blackface at minstrel shows. They're both highly offensive and people should be offended by it. But instead, the left celebrates trans women and tries to denigrate anyone who dresses up as Michael Jackson for Halloween. So it's really interesting, the hypocrisy she exposes there. She also made a great point when she said, just substitute fake for trans. They deserve our compassion. Lots of trans people are suffering from a diagnosable mental illness, which is gender dysphoria. It's in the DSM-5. And so they deserve our compassion and our help. And that's why I did this, because I'm offended at the medical community and the media that indulges these delusions, eggs it on, and confirms these people's beliefs that they're something they're not, instead of treating them. Instead of giving them hormones, they need help. And especially as pertains to young children, it's even more egregious what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're confusing these people. They're exacerbating the gender dysphoria and the situations they find themselves in. And I think that's reprehensible. So I understand and commiserate with Megyn Kelly's outrage. She's absolutely right. The only thing she was wrong about is, like every other trans person, I'm not really a woman.
Now, let's play this clip of Brett Cooper talking about your transition.
So we have talked about some very weird things on this show, but this might actually be the most wild story that we have ever covered. This story has reality TV, it has drag queens, it has transgenderism, it has divorce and breakups and exotic dancing with potential political scandal and possible satire and possibly also a mental breakdown. So my friends, welcome to the story of Josh Seiter. So Josh is a Chicago-based mental health advocate. We can all laugh about that later. Just remember that. And he was a former contestant on Portland Bristow's season of The Bachelorette. Now, there are some things that I would love to just openly say about this story, things that YouTube literally prohibits. Hi, YouTube. Thank you. So we're going to be creative, and I'm going to let you infer some of that. So in place of my immediate comments about this individual, let's just start by watching some of Josh's videos. Here we go.
So I'm seeing a lot of divisive comments trying to pit us against each other. Today I just wanted to talk about unity and our shared experiences as women. Shared experiences like making boss woman moves, motherhood, and just going through things that men wouldn't understand.
Josh, you're going to lead the way for women, for unity. You're going to experience motherhood along with all of us, apparently. So yes, everyone buckle up because you are in for a ride with the story. So that's Josh. Probably not how you remember Josh if you are a fan of The Bachelorette, and probably not how anyone wanted to see Josh.
No, we wanted to see it. That was funny. We liked
Josh
that.
a lot in this episode, much to the dismay of every woman in his comment section. Somebody said, we literally have 0 shared experiences. Somebody said, motherhood? Okay, Josh, let's talk about your experience in motherhood, starting with conception. We will wait. Somebody else said, this is a social experiment. Another person said, I just had my period. I have to have a mammogram very soon. I had a segmental mastectomy a few years ago on the right breast. Let's talk about it. Somebody else said, this has got to be fake, right? Well, Dakota, based on what we just saw, yes, that is a very, very logical question that a lot of people have.
Brett Cooper knew it was a bit. That's why she's hip and she's Gen Z. What did you think about her statement?
Yeah, so it wasn't shown there, but later she went on and said, I think this might be the most brilliant troll of all time. I think it might have been designed to expose how ridiculous trans ideology is and how ridiculous the left is. So she hit the nail on the head. Tim Pool was another person who said this is a brilliant troll.
Let's get into somebody that did give you some heat. Sot number 8, Buck Angel. Now, Buck Angel was famous for being a transgender porn star, and Buck Angel was
a woman pretending to be a man.
Woman pretending to be a man that had a vagina but had all the features of a man. And he used to go on the Howard Stern show, and he looked so bizarre because he was a man, but then they had a vagina. I mean, I've never seen their vagina, but it gets
confusing.
It does get confusing. So let's see.
I met Buck in person. It's an odd experience.
Yeah, you had Buck on the show. Yeah, wow. So you and Buck are close.
Face to face, you go, huh? And then you hear Buck talk and you go, oh.
Well, let's hear Buck talk on Sot number 8, D.
You know, I held off, again, I've been holding off a lot on these, what I call grifter posers.
That's a gay man.
They're not trans,
gay woman.
but I've been holding off.
Or that's a gay woman. Yeah, gosh, it gets so confusing.
But I don't have a choice now. It just has to be done. They are destroying everything we've worked for, and they're making a fool out of all of us.
He's a trampa? How can you be a
trampa? When you start doing that, it's game on, friend. So now I'm going to have to push back on you a little bit.
Must have.
Everyone's questioning whether or not this person is actually trans. Now, to answer that question from an actual transsexual person,
an actual
I would
transsexual,
say no. In my opinion,
faker.
no, I do not believe this person is trans. But in the new definition of what trans is, maybe they're trans, because that definition is not what I am. It's a different definition, and these people are all about self-IDing, and anyone can be trans. And here is the disaster that comes from anyone can be trans,
from your community,
and you don't need a diagnosis, and everyone can do it.
On me.
So why I'm saying that is because this is why that is dangerous and why it does not reflect what an actual real transsexual person is.
A real pretender.
I know. Can you believe that? That he thinks it's more dangerous for you to lampoon the transgender community than it is to actually be a real transgender that wants to get a mastectomy or cut off their genitals.
A real transgender is actually a misnomer, right? For people that claim to have a hold on the science, they're horrible at lexicology and etymology. And they use these semantical games to try to confuse people, and they're always changing the meaning of words and things like that. And so he doesn't even understand that it's his own community that has set these rules, and I'm just playing within the limits of those rules. So if he's upset, he should be upset at the nebulous framework of medical guidelines that have come out when it pertains to transgender individuals, and he should be mad at the medical community for making it possible for anybody to say they're trans. If he's mad at someone, be mad at the science. I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself